disastrous. Like we had projects that were doing things like promising to refund your money. It's not cool, right?
Yeah.
So
The glory.
my motive, yeah. Well, and my motive became like, let's make doing it the right way the easiest thing. So let's make this starter app where people can just fork it and go. Let's make some docs that show people how to use this Metaplex candy machine, and try and empower people. And like a lot of my early days stuff was just like talking to every single project that wanted to launch things, helping them use those tools, trying to get us away, like playing, some of the role of socialization, helping people understand like there's a crypto cool way to do this, and then there's a crypto no way of doing some of this.
Yeah.
Like with I mean, I guess just as I guess a coder or a dev,
Mhm.
kind of I guess learning the space of Rust, things like that. Because like you said beforehand, it was just talking to people, things like that, and now you have things which I guess GitHub's been out for a long time. But I know that's a big thing for devs and things like that. What were some of the hiccups
Yeah.
that you had before? I guess kind of to this point now, and kind of what helped you overcome those, or if you haven't, I guess
Mhm.
what are the plans to?
Yeah, there's a few things I guess I would say, to anybody who's thinking about going into Solana development in particular. Uh, I've been programming a really long time. When I walked up to Rust, I had to be really patient with it. Its learning curve is sort of this flat wall. They're familiar paradigms. I'm like, okay, there's some of this I get, and then there's some of it that's very like, flip a table. As developers,
Yeah.
we're very often accustomed to like these languages go out of their way to help us, right? And Rust is like, no, it's all on you. It's all on you. You
Oh
gotta, you know, yep. You gotta tell me everything you want to happen here. Um, and it's good about it. I want to, I don't want to sound completely discouraging. I just want people to know right up front, uh, read the entire book, go read the book again, you know, go write lots of little dumb programs and ask yourself like, what the hell is this? It's, it's a low level language. It's not always going to feel like your friend. It's got a slow compiler. All of these things will get better in time.
Mhm.
But as somebody who was like previously working with things like Go and, TypeScript, even to a degree, you get used to all these things just like are handy. Rust, it took a minute, and then you get fluent. Then you're like, oh, this is actually really great.
So what was I thinking? I should have known that.
Yeah.
Did you make it
So
over to
that's
Lisbon?
Rust. No, no, too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've got major
I
FOMO right now. I just constantly am talking to my girlfriend about how I wish I was there right now, and she's kind of sick of hearing about it.
She's like, I know,
totally.
babe, I know.
Honestly,
Cool.
I was a little concerned about getting wrapped up in travel restrictions, and
Yeah.
then I also had a couple of things this week where I wanted access to private keys, and I'm like, no, I'm not traveling with private
Yeah, for
keys.
Yeah.
sure.
Like,
Yep.
With the, I mean, probably just like a simple, I guess, not explanation, but I guess definition. Blockchain engineer, you kind of
mhm.
already touched up on it because you're basically writing on, the blockchain, stuff like that. I think you said it before, you started on over on Ethereum. Is that right? Or kind of just dabbled here and there, or?
Yeah. Yeah, Ethereum was very brief. Being in Denver, being on the Front Range of Colorado, you can find a lot of blockchain communities out here. So I had friends who were in the Ethereum, like they work for the Ethereum Foundation. They were spinning up some project work, I tried to join up with them. I tried working on that, but it was sort of peak, COVID stuff going on, and like the problems we were working on were, there were no humans in sight. It was like, we're working on sort of the next generation of their network design, which is cool, really interesting stuff, but also just like lonely. Like I was obscure within Ethereum, so I was like, not going to see this. But that was where I really started doing Rust to begin with. Rust is very good, for example, at low level control of what bytes are literally going across the network. Like very, very precise. No, like I said earlier, I guess no garbage collector that's going to surprise you or anything like that.
Nice.
From there, oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I was honestly
Yeah.
just gonna say the if people are looking for like the GitHub stuff, just guys looking at it's at github.com / Levy Cook. So you can find a lot of the stuff there if you wanna, I guess, interested on there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me on GitHub. I don't know how old that is. It's probably early 2000s or whenever GitHub first came out. Lots of random stuff out there. One of the projects that you probably will see out there that was a lot of fun. So my transition from Ethereum stuff to Cosmos was I became very involved with this thing called the Gravity Bridge. A Gravity Bridge is a bridge that is meant to connect an Ethereum EVM based blockchain with a Cosmos based chain, with sort of the obvious goal of being able to move assets from one type of chain to another. Solana, for example, has the wormhole bridge. And, prior to the Degen Ape event, I would have guessed like maybe there's, I don't know, 100 bridge builders in the world. And if I was going to touch Solana, I probably would have gone over to the wormhole guys and said like, hey, let's build more trustless bridges. But I got sucked into this rabbit hole of NFTs, just being social, finding human beings to talk to. It's just the best. It's weird. It's weird at times, but it's the best.
You wake up literally on Twitter, good morning, good night. I mean, it's a whole culture. It is a whole community. That's kind of the crazy and awesome thing. Cause I mean, I've had Twitter for a long time, you know what I mean? And
yep.
I was never really on it. Then I, joined, Thug Birds and another project we ain't gonna talk about. Unfortunately, they ain't there no more. But I mean, like it was community. It was overall love. It's like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Have a good day. Hey, you freaking too, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Compared to just
we need that, right?
Like, yeah, and it's pretty cool too because it's spilling over into like my IRL friends' life. Like I got a lot of buddies who are in TradFi, and they recently just started like purchasing NFTs, and they're getting into like they're tweeting like, "Oh my god, I've been missing this the whole time. I love crypto Twitter. This is the only social media I need." And it's cool that it's spilling over into IRL for me because like we get together. Like I'm on Discord with these guys all the time, and now like we talk. All we talk about is NFTs and Solana and stuff like that. So. It's pretty cool watching it spill over into my IRL life too.
Yeah, it spills into my real life too. When Solana started to take off and NFT started to take off in my life, like I don't know how to explain like this Twitter following I have or anything like that. It just it's kind of meteoric. But one of the things that I tried to bring along from real life with me is I wanted to work with my son, who goes by Nova Raptor on Twitter, and
shout out Nova Raptor.
Yeah, so he's a NFT artist. He's a coder. He writes for Olaplex, the other Plex.
Yeah.
So like if you ever help artists, get onto Olaplex, you're going through my kids' docs. And we're trying.
Wait, so are you guys wait, am I getting this right? Are you guys like unrivaling like things? Or are you guys working together and like is there like some sort of competitive like like thing going on there? What's going on there? That's pretty cool.
It's funny, right? Yeah. No, so I would say Olaplex is meant to be like a no-code version of the Metaplex software. So their goal, if you think of it this way, like is a good analogy with WordPress. So like WordPress has an open source project where if you're a developer, you can go like do developer things with it.
Right.
But then they also have like WordPress.com where you can just like go sign in and have a WordPress.
Yeah.
Olaplex is more like that latter where you just like sign in and you've got a Metaplex storefront.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we also got to launch the Hellions together.
That's cool.
So Nova is a writer. He's a lore writer for that. So if you check any of that out, you get to see his writing, more of his writing.
That's cool.
Nice. Might have to have him on the podcast, see how it is working with dad and everything as well, or
Yeah,
across
for
and stuff
sure.
like
Yeah.
that. Honestly, that's cool because like a lot of like projects we've had and some of the people, um, I mean, it's a lot of some of have actually been family, you know what I mean, like cousins, stuff like that, or the wife stuff, things like that. So it's, I mean, one, I guess to an extent it makes sense because it's the people close to you, things like that. On the flip side, though, I guess what was it hard to? I won't say convert, but I guess get your son or like people that interested into the crypto scene, or was that something y'all were already interested in?
There was a couple of things to me about it. I would say not really that hard. Most of that was timing. Um, my kid being an artist and being an artist his whole life was aware of NFTs. Was skeptical of NFTs because of Ethereum and proof of work. And like his first piece of writing in the Solana ecosystem was on like how proof of stake and proof of work are different, and really got it. It was pretty cool. Like he wrote this thing, and like Anatoly chimed in to say like, yeah, no, the average minting of an NFT is about the same cost as like a search on Google. Like, that's pretty cool.
Nice. I didn't even think about
um,
something like that.
but yeah, I think for me, there's two things that kind of intersected here. Is like when I was 19, which is my kid's age, I was doing construction. I got to work with my dad, and it was some awesome years. We're
Yeah.
doing backbreaking work, whatever. But hanging with your dad was cool. Um, I was in a place where I'm like, you know what? I've been grinding for other teams and other projects. I'm going to go work with my kid. And I think this is also part of this like decentralized story that we need to actually, really all start to explore more is like, what does being sovereign mean? What does, being decentralized and like, I don't have a boss. Like I have a lot of communities who've backed me, right? So I feel like any of these projects that have supported me, I'm going to continue to give to them.
Mhm.
But at the same time, there's nobody like tapping me on the shoulder, looking for time reports.
No,
Nothing
Yeah.
like that.
100% on that one. I guess is that because on your Twitter as well as on your handle on that one it says Solana NFT Ecosystem Advocate. I mean, those
Mhm.
are those basically the reasons kind of why you are on that one, or what were some of the, I guess, the main points that I guess make you an advocate for Solana? Like what?
Yeah, main reasons I'm an advocate for Solana are I believe in decentralization. I believe that Solana is where a lot of people are going to get their taste of what this can be. I think that Ethereum, I adore Ethereum, but I don't think the network it doesn't pass basic liveness tests. It's too expensive. You can't use the network, then it might as well not really be a tool.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so with Solana, I think the opportunity is to bring on a lot of mainstream people, and it has a lot of the qualities that make Ethereum work, like composability, combined with like Phantom's a wonderful experience. It's
Yeah,
it's
man.
a terrible experience by what it needs to be, but it's for crypto people. We're like, oh, I can see it from here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Cosmos, for example, was different. I admire that community as well, but I think like their thesis is sort of this internet of blockchains, and I think that they're correct. I just think we're early.
Right.
I think that Solana's happening right now. I think that Cosmos happens eventually. you know,
Sure. Yeah.
um, so there's this kind of this whole spectrum. But like looking at it that way, I'm like, Solana has a very real shot. Like my son being part of the Hellions got family members who would have no interest in crypto go, how do I get a Hellion? And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
cool. We're going to get you an FTX account, and we're going to do this with the best, centralized tools that, normal people need. And I see that, by the way, as like a gateway drug. Like it's the same way I started, right? I'm like, I started with
100%.
Coinbase. Yeah. And then eventually I realized, oh, like if I custody my own wallet, there's these other really good things that go on. But we got to bring people in to the game, not just like stand on the ideal crypto solutions.
I think FTX is huge for that too, because like you can just go, yep, sign up to FTX, go to their NFT marketplace and get it going. Before, like onboarding people to this was kind of tough because it was like you have to make a Coinbase or a Newton account and you have to fund, a Phantom wallet, and don't screw that up because if you lose your funds, you're screwed. And for new people, like we take that for granted as people who use these things every day. But for new people, like just sending crypto is like a huge deal. And I was reminded of this onboarding my TradFi friends. I was like, oh wow, like you guys really like this is kind of like an involved experience. You guys are learning about everything at once. But with something like FTX, it's just like, yeah, sign up, make an account on your NFT, whatever, and buy something you like, and now you own it, kind of thing. So that's huge for onboarding people that aren't really savvy with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think the next billion people are what matters. I think one of the things I go beat a drum about is like we have a lot of people that are like scrambling for the same blue chips, and I love it, but I also hate it. I really think that we need to be thinking about the next 10,000 communities, and stop. I have a monkey, I have a Thudbird, I love them, they're wonderful.
Right.
But there's got to be a lot more communities. It's like saying there's too many villages. No, like it's interest groups.
Yeah, I'd like to see a lot more original projects start coming out and not these derivatives, which is kind of just like flooding the market with the same stuff over and over and over again, which is fine. The market always does what it does.
Yeah.
Eventually the stuff that's nothing goes to zero, but like I like it when a new project comes out and the art's really cool and the devs are pretty cool too. And I think we're just so early that there's not enough people that know about this. Like there's probably people in the world that have the skill sets to create a community and create art and know nothing about crypto. You know what I mean? So once we start getting those people on, I think we'll start seeing like strong communities develop where crypto Twitter isn't even relevant to these communities or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's exciting. It's challenging to watch. Like we just did Chicken Tribe. Chicken Tribe is a project where Exiled and I invested in an artist. Wanted to change his life, get him out of his job. Nice. That was the purpose. I've got another one coming up. I guess TBD on date, but it's reefers, and I'll say more about that some other time. But they're both. With the projects I launched, there's kind of these two variants, I guess. There's people who come to me who say, I need a trustworthy dev, and given like you can figure out who the hell I am on Twitter, you can hire a PI and be at my front door, I'm not going to mess with your crypto. Right. And then there's this category of me where I've actually gone out, tried to invest in artists and say like, let's go, like let's you're making other people millions of dollars on your art. Let's kind of flip the script here. Like you don't have to be a banker to have an awesome lifestyle.
Yeah, it's slowly and surely happening. Every individual by individual, their lives are changing over like just little. It starts slowly and then all at once kind of thing. So it's pretty cool to watch.
As I guess as a dev, or just kind of like how you were saying, I mean, I don't know if he's made anything like that, but how, as a person, how does that feel to like make honestly someone's life better? To change a life, hopefully for the better.
Dude, it's incredible. I mean, I literally, as you asked that, and I thought about the answer to it, like I got chills about it. Like this dude started to cry as a grown man, who's like, "Oh my fucking God, I can go pay this. I can go pay this. I can take care of my business and my life." I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm here for that all day.
That's good shit. I like that shit.
Yeah, that would be I haven't had a chance to feel that, but I could guess like on like given someone the opportunity on that would be a surreal great feeling. So props to you also on that one. Keep doing it on that, because I know you're not doing it for that sake, because you're doing it to help with, like you said, the community, and hey, he's a part of the community, and lo and behold, you know what I mean? With we're getting closer to the 30-minute mark, and when we can do it a little bit after that as well. And you can kind of speak on more of the projects you're working on. What are some of the things that you're, I guess, excited about in the future? Some stuff you can say, of course. And then if you wanted to throw a little alpha in there, you can throw some stuff in there. If not, it's all good. But what are
If you
some things
want.
you're excited about?
Yeah, I mean, I never know exactly what constitutes alpha, to be honest. Like there's just
Yeah.
For
like
sure.
as a dev, right? You're like, well, this is the crap I'm working on,
He's like,
and
you're getting it.
yeah, and here,
I only
um,
use that word ironically now.
right? Things I'm excited about. There's really three projects where I've had a higher stake. There's the Hellions because family's involved, right?
Yeah.
There's Chicken Tribe, and then there's upcoming. There's this Reefers project where I'm an investor. I'm a participant. Like there's those three projects that are sort of the most near and dear, and like every other project that I've launched, I also totally care for. Like they're great, they're great teams. Like I did this thing where like I've got to be a filter on like these need to be good teams. So I don't want to downplay them. But the three that I have the most stake in, I'm currently going like, okay, cool. They've just empowered me to remain independent, to remain an independent developer that can support independent artists. What am I going to do now? It's interesting. There's always these fudsters, like there's always these people who are looking for more, and I'm like, listen, I mean, you haven't hit a mint button that I probably didn't create, you know, at some level, but they're like more, more, more. Um, anyway, one of the utilities that I'm actually working on right now is I'm probably going to make these three projects I just mentioned actually passes to another app that I'm building. I was looking at things like Ethereum and like how people have sniping tools, and I'm like, oh, if you own a chicken tribe chicken, I'm gonna give you something where you can watch candy machines come up in real time. You can see the rarity in real time. I don't know if everybody realizes this, but candy machines unload in the order that they're loaded in. So you'll be able to see like, oh, the next thing coming out of that is the rarest thing, and you'll be able to mint right from it.
Nice.
So that's what I'm building now. And hopefully it's a tool. Hopefully it's something that Chicken Tribe, people want, or people who don't own a chicken yet will go buy a chicken to get into, stuff like that.
I've been meaning to. I like the art. I think the art's really, really cool.
What is it, the at Chicken Tribe on Twitter?
Yeah.
Heard that at Chicken Tribe on Twitter. Go ahead and hit the follow, and I guess they have a Discord as well. I'm assuming I'm about to go to it really quick on there.
Yep.
So hit them on the Twitter, the Discord, everything, and help keep getting people's lives changed. You know what I mean on that one. But
Yeah.
really,
The artist is the future Steve, and he's got comic books out there. It's cool dude to work with.
and it's at Future Steve, or is that just who he goes by?
I think it's at future Steve or at the future Steve.
Heard
I think
that.
it might be the
Shout outs
Twitter
to you.
handles.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Honestly, I mean, with that one, unless there were, I guess, any other main things that you had, like on the top of your head that honestly I didn't ask or anything like that. Anything else you wanted to, I guess, let the community, people you know about?
I would say a couple of things to keep an eye out for coming out of Metaplex. There's a new tool called the Auction House, which is a smart contract and command line tool. It's going to let people spin up permissionless marketplaces. Like, we're used to all the big marketplaces. You go to their website and you have to have a centralized thing that operates it.
Right.
The Auction House is a decentralized version of that. So people that can spin up a Web2 app, they can launch a marketplace.
Nice.
I
like that.
So that's out there. Yeah, that's going to be really cool. There should be some surprises that come out of that.
Nice.
The other Metaplex thing that's worth keeping an eye on. This is a little murkier, but there's going to be right now, like the candy machine mint is the way to mint. We're going to come up with a Merkle tree based way of minting, so that you can have much larger collections at a much lower fee too. I know that there's a few people in the Lisbon hacker house going after that. So I would just say like tune into those, watch for those tools to come out.
Cool.
Nice. Heck yeah. Money, you had any last, I guess, questions, anything like that?
No, man, I got so much stuff to go on Google right now. I don't want to ask any more questions.
Maybe two last mentions.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Go check out Proof of Pizza. Proof of Pizza is an idea that I found a managing director for. I'm helping her go through the process of applying for grants and build a team.
Nice.
Right on.
And that's a way to validate project builders, make sure that they're legit and in this for the right reasons.
Cool.
And then there's also Solana Sanctuary, which is a community to help people who've been rugged. And we've got a roadmap there, helping that become a DAO, helping that get grants, and so on too.
Awesome.
So I mess with everybody's everything, I guess. But those are what you know.
Awesome. Well, no, on that note, we're gonna, like I said, in the stream here. If you don't mind staying around for a quick second, but I did want to say honestly, thank you very for coming out and honestly taking a little bit of time out of your day and showing some love. So thank you very much. I'll be right back. And everyone who's out there, thank you very much once again for coming in, showing some love. Again, go ahead, follow at Levy Cook and on all platforms as well at Thugbirds. Until next time, y'all, stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive, stay pimping, and caw-caw. Till next time, y'all.